Thank you so much for joining us on a wonderful Wednesday morning hump day. Marissa's still trying to find names for the rest of the days of the week, but today remains hump day, and I don't think she can change that. How are you? How are you doing at home? Are you getting ready to leave the house now? Please let us know. But also, I have to make an announcement. I'm not happy about it, but I have to do it, okay? So, dear valued stakeholders, you know it's bad when it starts that way. We regret to inform you that our Zuri Africa Zimbabwe main event scheduled for the 29th of October 2022 at the Talent Village has been postponed. Please be advised that a new date will be announced in due course. All tickets purchased still remain valid and will be accepted on the new date and venue. Any inconveniences caused are sincerely regretted. This is from the Zuri Africa Zimbabwe organizers. Now, if you did win yesterday, we did announce a list of our winners for the competitions that we have been running. Don't worry, you are still winners. You will still get your tickets when the new date is announced. So, you know what? Relax. It's still fine. We will have it. But today is Wednesday, Women in Entertainment Wednesday. And who am I crushing on today? I'm crushing on Tanya. Alex. Hi, Tanya.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
So, I've always wondered, what makes a comedian laugh?
What makes a comedian laugh?
Yes.
Oh, we laugh at everything. We're always laughing at anything.
Guys,
See,
you laugh, yay!
It's actually I think people think it's hard to make
so
a
proud of
comedian
myself.
laugh.
No, I think it is because you guys spend so much time focusing on making us laugh and looking at content. I feel we, the unfunny people, tend to come off as cheesy and silly when we try to be funny.
I think the basic lifestyle of a comedian, we make humor out of anything and everything. So it can be life, things can be tough, but you find little bits of humor in everything that you do, right? So it's actually quite easy to make a comedian laugh.
Do you find yourself funny?
Yes. Oh, I'm hilarious. I'm always laughing at my own things.
Do you sit there and go through something that's so funny?
Yeah.
What?
Or sometimes I'll say something to you and then I'll be like, okay, that was. But not to toot my own horn. It's just genuinely funny. Yeah.
Right. How did you get into comedy? How did you get into that space?
Out of whim, actually. I came from university and I was at work.
Work being formal 9 to 5.
Formal 9 to 5. I still have a 9 to 5, but I had just started at the time.
Right.
And I just decided, I wonder if there's stand-up comedy in Zimbabwe. Because when, growing up and even at university, whatever, if you just got bored, you click on one of the big comedians, or Trevor Noah or David Cow or even American comedians, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin, those guys. And then one day I was just like, I wonder if it's a thing in Zimbabwe. And I went on Facebook and I just typed in the search bar, stand-up comedy in Zimbabwe. And then I found the Simuka comedy page and went on their contacts. So then at that moment, I was just like, I want to see how far this goes. Honestly.
Now you're daring yourself into how far are you going to take this
How far is this going to go? And are they going to answer me if I call them? So I called them and then they're like, we're throwing you in the deep end. So this was a Tuesday. And they're like, on Friday, there's a show at UZ.
Wow.
Come and perform.
Did you consider your life decisions at that point?
I was, no, not yet.
Oh, not yet? You're still, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, this is like, let me see how this goes. And so on my way to UZ on Friday, on the day of the show, right? Yeah. I'm writing things in my notebook, writing jokes. And that's when I was like, what am I doing?
Too far, Tanya.
I'm taking this too far. Suddenly I got
let's see
nervous.
If we can go further.
There was a huge knot in my stomach. And but then also I was like, it's too late. I've committed. I can't drop out now. They know I'm coming.
How did that first set go?
It went okay. It wasn't bad. I got a few laughs. And I think that's what encouraged me.
I think I got a few laughs. In my head, I'm then hearing one or two random corners spaced out.
No, there was more than that. It was an encouraging laugh.
Okay, it was a handful of laughs.
It was a handful of laughs.
Okay,
it wasn't one person that's like, It was a handful of laughs, and it gave me courage. But then I was so nervous. They gave me a 5-minute slot, but I was so nervous. I condensed everything into like 3 minutes, but people still laughed, and
But
they
then,
were like,
wouldn't that like give you courage to like be like, okay, I'm funny. Let me do another 2 minutes.
No.
You were like, I wanna get off the stage
because
now,
I
I'm
didn't know
done.
what else to say.
Oh.
Then I ran out of things, and then I was just like, okay, good night. But then they called me and they're like, we have another show at Tuesday. Please come back next week.
Oh,
And then
they liked you that much.
yeah, and they're like, yeah, we think you did great for your first time. Come back. And then it was like that with every show after that. They would just message me, hey, we have a show. Would you like to come and perform?
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, there haven't been that many women in comedy and stand-up comedy specifically. I think the women have tended to want to do more of the skits and
Yeah.
things that I can rehearse and put perfection to and. But why do you think we have this gap in that industry?
I'm not sure, but what I've seen is, in my experience, women do come for like 1 or 2 shows, and then they stop coming. But then also it's the shows are mostly in the evening, and you need to be able to be there in the evening and then go back home in the evening, and public transport, and it's I guess it makes us vulnerable.
I suppose.
Not to say that women are
No, I get what you're
not as
saying.
capable,
You know,
or whatever, but then just being somewhere in the evening where
your transport, your plan is not quite
transport,
guaranteed.
plan, and if you don't have support from home and whatever, can be difficult. Yeah.
You're going for the festival.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
going for my festival.
Yes.
I'm claiming it. It's my festival.
Your
The Quantito Festival is my festival. It's my comedy festival. I should be there, and you know it. But this is the first time it's being put together. Why is this event so important? Well, I know it's important to me, but why is it so important for the comedy industry?
I think it's a big festival, right? And I feel like it will keep the comedy scene on the map for Zimbabweans in general. Because when things go quiet, people tend to forget that there's, a certain genre of entertainment.
Right.
Like
even though we like to laugh.
Even though we like to laugh, if there are no festivals, then there's no reach,
Right.
But with something big like this, you get a lot of reach, and you get a lot of people, even people who are not very interested in comedy. When you keep talking about a big festival like I want to do, people will end up wanting to,
They're curious about
They're curious.
it.
They want to watch. They want to participate. So
Are there people who don't like comedy?
I don't think they don't like comedy, because everybody likes to laugh.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
I think there are people
surely.
that are just not informed about comedy. They're
Okay.
They don't know much about it. So when you say I'm a stand-up comedian, they think you're going to be a clown on stage. Until you start talking, and then they're like, oh, it makes sense. Yeah.
More to it than clowning around.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of high school involvement in this as well, high school students coming on. What dynamic does this add to everything?
It reaches to the younger population, actually, because people think, usually with stand-up comedy, it's geared more towards adults, and it's targeted more to adults, mainly because, their live shows in the evening, and comedians can be a bit, their language can be a bit, raw. So when you get, the younger generation involved, you open them up to comedy and that sort of genre and that sort of thing, yeah.
Tanya, thank you so much for joining us. Have a safe journey to Bulawayo.
Thank you so much.
Carry my spirit with you as you
Yes,
go.
yes, I will.